And welcome back, and we're on to the 26th of Jan. It's the higher plus 5 a day, and let's go with the first question. So what do we have? So it's an index rule question expressed in the form, so it's very clear about what it wants me to do. This requires you to know that 16 is the same as 2 to the power of 4. 1 over a power is the same as 2 to the negative power, so the answer to this one is 2 to the minus 4. Not too bad. Next question. 2 is the same as 2 to the 1. And 2 to the half is, or I should say, the square root of 2 is the same as 2 to the half. When I multiply my powers, I add them, so that's the same as 2 to the power of 3 over 2. And I will say 3 over 2, don't use 1.5. It just doesn't look very good at GCSE level. Good question. Next one. What do I have? So it looks like I've got a histogram. Yes, I do. So the histogram shows the speeds of cars travelling down the road. 24 cars travel. Now, histograms will always tell you one of the boxes, or it will tell you some ratio, or tell you something that matters. In this case, it tells me that this box here has 24 members within it. And you'll hopefully know that histograms are all about area. So I know the area of that box that I've coloured in is 24, and that's equal to 10 times its height. Now the height must be 2.4 because 10 times 2.4 is 24. Which means, now I'm going to zoom in a bit here just so I can get this right, which means that this here must be 2.4, and I've got 3 squares, so it must be 0.8, so therefore that's 1.6, that's 0.8. It's not a nice question. That's 3.2, 3, no, not 3, 4.0, 4.8, and we'll do this one up here, 5.6. Which means I now have my heights, I've got my widths, so I can work out my frequencies. So let's see what it wants. How many cars travelled less than 20 miles per hour? Well, that's this box here. And this box here is 20 wide times 0.8 high, and 20 times 0.8 is going to be 16 cars, and that's going to be my answer to this question. Next question. Estimate. Now, the word estimate is there because I'm going to assume something about the bars. How many cars travel between 25 and 35? All right, okay, so I'm going to need half of this bar, and I'm going to need half of this bar. Now, that's why it says estimate, because I can't assume the cars are all really in that half or the other half. I don't know where they are, but I can make that assumption, hence estimate. Okay, so let's just do that. So it's going to be a half times the smaller bar, which is 10 times 4.0, plus a half times the taller bar, which is also 10 times 5.6, which is going to be, well, that's 10 times 4.0 is 40, half of that is 20. 10 times 5, write that neater. 10 times 5.6 is 560, divide that by 2 is going to give me 280, or 28 I should say. Add these together and that's going to give me 48 cars. Good question, like histogram questions. It is really just about the area of a rectangle, and once you've got that idea, it's not too bad at all. Next question. F of x equals find f minus 1. Now, couple of ways of doing this. Way one is you say y equals 3x minus 5, rearrange that, so you've got y plus 5 over 3, and therefore f of x equals x plus 5 over 3. The other way of doing it is you say I'm going to multiply by 3 first, then I'm going to take away 5. So if I'm coming back the other way, I'm going to add 5 and divide by 3. But either way, my inverse function is going to take my x, it's going to add 5, and it's going to divide by 3. Quite easy question after the last couple of questions. So nice little sort of relaxing question. Makes me think the next one's going to be difficult. Final question. The bearing of B from A is x, where x is less than 180. Prove the bearing. Okay, so diagram's going to help me here. So the bearing of B from A. So there's my A, there's my north line, and it doesn't really matter. Let's just draw B here. So there's my B, and my bearing is x. Now, as I may have said in other videos, I won't write all the text down because that will be pretty boring for you and for me, but I'll talk loudly to it and you need to make sure you're writing this bit down. So let's talk through it. So my theory is I am going to say that this angle here is 180 minus x because it is co-interior and they add to 180. Then I'm going to argue that this angle here is 360 minus 180 minus x, because angles around a point, so angles around a point total 360. Now 360 minus 180 is 180, minus x is plus x, and I've proven the thing I need to prove. Not a terrible question, but one you need to be very careful to write the right things down. Nice mix of questions today. Well done if you got all those. As ever, any comments down below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks all.